Welcome back, TV Time travelers. Today we're heading straight to Port Washington, Wisconsin, to revisit the blended family that made us laugh, cry, and maybe rethink the idea of sharing a bathroom with 6 siblings. That's right, it's time to check in on the cast of Step by Step. Step by Step wasn't just another TGIF show, it was the ultimate Friday night comfort watch. With a cast full of quirky characters, it gave us laughs, life lessons, and, let's be real, a little bit of sibling rivalry we could all relate to. Today we're diving into the lives of the Step by Step cast, then and now. We'll take a closer look at their childhoods, their rise to fame, the ups and downs of their careers, and yes, even the drama and scandals along the way. Let's go! Patrick Duffy as Frank Lambert. Let's kick things off with the man who kept the Lambert Foster crew in line. Kind of. We're talking about none other than Patrick Duffy, aka Frank Lambert, the cool dad/handyman who somehow made blending 2 chaotic families look like a breeze. On Step by Step, Frank wasn't just a dad, he was a dad goals prototype. Funny, supportive, and always ready to jump into another misadventure with the family. Born in 1949 in Townsend, Montana, Patrick grew up with a love of performing. After graduating from the University of Washington's Professional Actor Training Program, he found his first big break in the late 70s as Mark Harris in the sci-fi series Man from Atlantis. But it was his role as Bobby Ewing on the iconic primetime soap Dallas that made him a household name. For over a decade, Patrick was at the center of one of TV's most dramatic families, making him a fan favorite and a star across the globe. When Dallas wrapped, Patrick made a seamless transition to comedy with Step by Step, taking on the role of Frank Lambert. The show gave him the chance to showcase his comedic side, and his performance as a kind, relatable dad resonated with audiences everywhere. Step by Step was a huge hit in the 90s, and it gave Patrick a second iconic TV role that people still remember fondly today. But behind the scenes, Patrick's life has been marked by both triumph and tragedy. In 1986, while riding high on the success of Dallas, Patrick faced an unimaginable loss. His parents, Terrence and Marie Duffy, were shot and killed during a robbery at the bar they owned in Montana. The perpetrators, 2 teenagers, were convicted of the crime, with one later released on parole in 2007. Patrick has often spoken about how his faith in Buddhism, which he has practiced for nearly 50 years, helped him through the tragedy. Reflecting on that time, he shared, "There was something about the eternity of life that had set deep inside me. As horrific as that was, I didn't feel disconnected from them." In his personal life, Patrick experienced over 40 years of love and partnership with his wife, Carlin Rosser, a professional ballerina. Her passing in 2017 was another significant loss, but Patrick has found solace in family and faith. In 2020, he reconnected with longtime friend and actress Linda Pearl, and their relationship has been a source of renewed happiness. Patrick's career has remained active in recent years. He reprised his role as Bobby Ewing in the Dallas reboot in 2012 and has continued to appear in various TV projects, including Hallmark movies and guest roles. He's also embraced a quieter life, focusing on his family and enjoying his role as a grandfather. Through his remarkable career and personal challenges, Patrick Duffy has proven himself to be both a talented actor and a resilient, grounded individual. Whether you know him as Bobby Ewing or Frank Lambert, his legacy in television is enduring. Suzanne Somers as Carol Foster Lambert. Next, we turn our attention to the one and only Suzanne Somers, who brought humor, grace, and a touch of glamour to the role of Carol Foster Lambert on Step by Step. Carol was the glue that held the blended family together, always juggling parenting, running her beauty salon, and keeping Frank in line. But Suzanne's story goes far beyond the sitcom world. Suzanne was born in 1946 in San Bruno, California, the third of 4 children in a working-class family. Her father, Frank, loaded beer onto boxcars, and her mother, Marion, worked as a medical secretary. Growing up, Suzanne lived in fear due to her father's abusive and alcoholic behavior, a struggle that deeply shaped her childhood. To make matters more challenging, she was diagnosed with dyslexia and found academics difficult. However, Suzanne thrived in the arts and was actively involved in her school's theater program, where her passion for performance began to take shape. Her personal life took a major turn at just 18 years old. Suzanne won a music scholarship to college but became pregnant after 6 months. She married Bruce Summers, her high school sweetheart, and gave birth to her only son, Bruce Jr., in November 1965. However, the marriage was short-lived, ending in divorce 2 years later. As a single mom, Suzanne turned to modeling in San Francisco to support herself and her son. At the same time, she distanced herself from her family, as her siblings had also succumbed to alcoholism. In 1968, Suzanne's life took another unexpected turn when she met Alan Hamel, a game show host she worked with as a prize model. The two began dating, despite Hamel being married at the time. Their relationship wasn't without struggles. Suzanne experienced complications after undergoing an abortion during this period, which she later spoke about candidly. By the early 1970s, Suzanne was juggling single motherhood, acting auditions, and personal growth. She pursued therapy to heal from the trauma of her upbringing, while also helping her son recover from a life-threatening car accident. Her persistence eventually paid off when she landed small roles in film and TV, including an appearance in American Graffiti, 1973. Then, in 1977, Suzanne's life changed forever when she was cast as Chrissy Snow on Three's Company. Chrissy's bubbly personality and comedic timing made Suzanne a household name. But after 4 seasons, Suzanne asked for a raise and was let go from the show. A controversial moment in TV history. Despite the setback, Suzanne didn't let it define her. She reinvented herself, performing in Las Vegas and writing her autobiography, Keeping Secrets, which was later adapted into a TV movie. At that time, Suzanne married Alan Hamel, and their relationship remained a cornerstone of her happiness. The two were inseparable, often working together and supporting each other through life's challenges. In 1991, Suzanne landed her second iconic TV role as Carol Foster Lambert on Step by Step. The role showcased her ability to balance humor and heart, making Carol a relatable and beloved character for millions of viewers. Suzanne later co-hosted Candid Camera and built a thriving second career as an entrepreneur and wellness advocate. Sadly, Suzanne passed away in October 2023, just 1 day shy of her 77th birthday. Her loss was deeply felt by fans, but her legacy as a trailblazing actress, author, and wellness advocate endures. She once said, "I'm not afraid of aging, I'm afraid of regret," a sentiment that perfectly encapsulates her fearless approach to life. Before her death, she shared her experiences with growing up in an alcoholic household and her battle with breast cancer, inspiring many with her candidness. However, some of her health advice sparked criticism, particularly her promotion of bioidentical hormones and her decision to forgo chemotherapy after her cancer diagnosis. On The Oprah Winfrey Show, Suzanne described her controversial routine, injecting hormones, taking 60 supplements daily, and championing bioidentical hormone therapy as a natural solution for menopause. While her methods resonated with many women, they also raised concerns in the medical community. Obstetrician-gynecologist Dr. Jen Gunter pointed out that Suzanne's advocacy vaulted an untested hypothesis into the mainstream, influencing countless women and sparking spikes in internet searches after her appearances and, again, following her passing. Suzanne Somers was more than just a TV star. She was a survivor, a trailblazer, and an inspiration. Brandon Call as JT Lambert. Next up, let's talk about Brandon Call, who played JT Lambert, the lovable yet often clueless eldest son of the Lambert clan. JT was the quintessential 90s teen, obsessed with sports, girls, and doing as little work as possible. But behind the easygoing persona of JT, Brandon Call's Hollywood journey was anything but typical. Brandon Spencer Lee Call was born on November 17, 1976, in Torrance, California. His path to fame began early, really early. At the tender age of 2, Brandon started performing, and by the time he was 9, he was already lending his voice to Disney's The Black Cauldron, 1985, marking his debut in the entertainment industry. But it wasn't until 1985 that he got his first live-action role, starring opposite Glenn Close in Jagged Edge. From there, Brandon quickly landed television appearances, but it was his role on Baywatch in 1989 that made him a household name. He played Hobie Buchanan, David Hasselhoff's son, but his time on the iconic show was short-lived. He only stayed for 1 season before making a switch to a different family-friendly sitcom, Step by Step. On Step by Step, Brandon found his footing as JT Lambert, the goofy yet lovable older brother. With Patrick Duffy and Suzanne Somers playing his parents, JT quickly became a fan favorite for his hilarious antics and good-natured attitude. But behind the scenes, Brandon's life was anything but carefree. September 3, 1996 was a night Brandon will likely never forget. He was involved in a traffic dispute that escalated into gunfire, resulting in him being shot in both arms. Thankfully, he survived the ordeal and was able to recover before filming began on Step by Step, but the incident would change his perspective on life. This wasn't his only brush with trouble. Just 2 weeks earlier, Brandon had made headlines for personal issues off-screen that sent shockwaves through the tabloids. Despite the challenges, Brandon continued working and made guest appearances on shows like Thunder in Paradise, 1994, with Hulk Hogan, but after his time on Step by Step, Brandon chose to leave the public eye. By the late 1990s, he disappeared from Hollywood, and his career in television came to an end. His final televised role was in 1994, marking a quiet exit from the entertainment industry. So, where is Brandon Call today? After stepping away from Hollywood, Brandon has kept a very low profile, focusing on his personal life and enjoying a quieter existence away from the limelight. His fans remember him fondly for his role as JT and for his resilience in overcoming the personal hardships he faced. In Lakin as Al Lambert. Now let's talk about Christine Lakin, the actress behind one of the most iconic characters on Step by Step, Al Lambert. Al was the ultimate tomboy, the girl who didn't mind getting her hands dirty, always had a quick comeback, and was the kind of sister every family needs. But Christine Lakin's journey isn't just about being the cool kid on the block. In fact, her real-life story might surprise you. Christine Helen Lakin was born on January 25, 1979, in Dallas, Texas. Her childhood was anything but static. She moved several times before settling in Atlanta, Georgia, where her love for acting took root. Christine joined the Atlanta Workshop Players, a local theater group that performed in schools around the area. Her very first audition was for a Got Milk commercial. In 1990, Christine landed her first acting job, playing young Rose in The Rose and the Jackal, a Civil War drama starring Christopher Reeve. Not too shabby for a newcomer, but her big break came in 1991 when she was cast as Al Lambert on Step by Step. When Step by Step wrapped up in 1998, Christine was already thinking ahead. While attending UCLA and majoring in film, she started picking up roles in independent films like Boltneck and Finding Kelly. She also starred in her first wide-release theatrical film, Whatever It Takes, in 2000. But Christine didn't just stop there. She kept her acting career going strong, with guest appearances on major shows like Boston Public, Opposite Sex, and Veronica Mars. While many child stars struggle to transition into adult roles, Christine had no problem proving her versatility. Christine has been everywhere over the years. She's appeared on Modern Family, Mother's Day, CSI, Melissa and Joey, The League, and even voiced characters in Family Guy and Clarence. She's also known for voicing Jane in The Walking Dead game and Peebe in Mass Effect Andromeda. It's safe to say Christine is a jack of all trades. But she didn't just stick to acting. Christine's also made a name for herself as a producer and writer. She created the storytelling show Worst Ever, which ran to sold-out audiences before being developed into a series. She also sold scripted content to MTV, Hulu, and worked on developing shows with major production companies like Whoopi, Inc., and Momentum TV. She's even got a blog, where she shares her thoughts on everything from food and travel to being a mom, and her unique outlook on life. Christine's talents don't stop at acting and producing. She's also dabbled in choreography, contributing to shows like Westworld, True Blood, and The Goldbergs. And if that wasn't enough, she's also had a hand in the audiobook world, narrating books like The Coldest Girl in Cold Town and Broken Monsters, earning praise for her voice work. Christine's also done her fair share of stage work, including playing Clarice Starling in the cult hit musical Silence, the musical, and performing with the beloved Troubadour Theater Company. Clearly, Christine's never been one to shy away from a challenge. From Al Lambert to award-winning choreographer and storyteller, Christine Lakin has proved that there's more to her than meets the eye. Whether it's acting, producing, writing, or narrating, she's a true force in the entertainment industry, and she's not slowing down anytime soon. Up next, we're talking about Stacy Keenan, who played the smart, ambitious Dana Foster. Stay tuned to see where life has taken her since Step by Step. Stacy Keenan as Dana Foster. Dana, played by Stacy Keenan. Dana was the perfect mix of rebellious teen and loving daughter. She had that perfect mix of sarcastic wit and a deep love for her mom. But she also didn't shy away from showing her disdain for the new Step family. The girl had a point of view. Before joining Step by Step, Stacy had already had an impressive career with 2 big sitcom roles under her belt, My Two Dads and Going Places. By the time she was cast as Dana Foster, she had made a name for herself as the witty, sometimes rebellious teen we all love to watch. But Dana wasn't just the moody big sister. Stacey brought a lot of heart and vulnerability to the role, showing how Dana's tough exterior masked a deep care for those she loved. After Step by Step wrapped up, Stacey Keenan wasn't just about acting anymore. She took a major turn in her life. And folks, we're talking about some serious career moves. In 2002, she graduated from UCLA, where she majored in philosophy. But that wasn't the only big change. Stacey went on to earn her law degree from Southwestern Law School in 2013. Talk about a total 180, right? So, what's she been up to now? Well, instead of landing a role on the next big TV drama, Stacey has moved into the legal world. She's worked as a deputy district attorney for the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, where she's focused on public service. But wait, there's more. Turns out, Stacey is now a law professor. She's teaching the next generation of lawyers, which is a pretty awesome shift from being the sassy teen on Step by Step. Angela Watson as Karen Foster. Karen Foster, the aspiring model and beauty queen of the Foster-Lambert clan, played by Angela Watson. Karen was the quintessential 90s girly girl, always concerned about her looks, dreaming of stardom, and delivering hilariously self-centered quips. But despite her vanity, Karen had a sweet and relatable side, reminding us all that even the most confident characters have their vulnerable moments. Angela Watson was born a farmer's daughter in a small town of just 500 people outside Danville, Illinois. From a young age, Angela seemed destined to perform. She began tap dancing at 3 years old and quickly dominated beauty pageants, amassing over 200 trophies and 60 crowns. By the time she was 13, Angela decided she needed to up her game to win more competitions. Her pageant success soon led to modeling gigs in New York and Dallas, and eventually, Angela found herself in Los Angeles. After booking commercials for McDonald's, Doritos, IBM, and GE, she landed her first big TV role on ABC's Davis Rules with Jonathan Winters and Randy Quaid. A year later, Angela got her big break, being handpicked to play Karen Foster on Step by Step, where she stole hearts for 7 seasons. But Angela's Hollywood story wasn't all glitz and glamour. In the years after Step by Step, she faced a harrowing personal battle. Angela fell under the influence of a so-called production partner who turned out to be a con artist. He manipulated and isolated her from her loved ones, convincing her to sue her parents for supposedly mismanaging her earnings, when in reality, he was the one exploiting her finances. For over 20 years, Angela endured this abusive relationship, a period she describes as a daily nightmare. Thankfully, Angela's story took a turn for the better. She credits God, her mother's unceasing prayers, and inspirational YouTube videos for helping her reprogram her mindset and regain her strength. In recent years, she has reconnected with her family and friends, and she's embracing a new chapter of life with joy and purpose. She's even found love, marrying songwriter Michael Witherington and diving into new creative endeavors. In 2020, Angela recorded We Love Santa Claus, a cheerful holiday tune written by her husband, and wowed audiences with her theater performance in the dining room, where she played 8 different characters. Angela has also been vocal about her experiences, using her story to inspire others. Her advocacy work with CAST, child actors supporting themselves, continues to educate young performers about protecting their finances and navigating the challenges of child stardom. And for Step by Step fans, she's teamed up with co-star Christine Lakin to create a podcast where they revisit the show and share behind-the-scenes memories. Sasha Mitchell as Cody Lambert. Who could forget Cody Lambert, the lovable, van-dwelling black sheep of the family on Step by Step? Played by Sasha Mitchell, Cody brought a mix of humor, heart, and surprising wisdom to the series. But Sasha's life, both on and off the screen, has been as action-packed as one of his martial arts films. Born on July 27, 1967 in Los Angeles, California, Sasha Mitchell is a man of many talents, a model, actor, and amateur kickboxer. Before his rise to fame, Sasha studied acting in New York City at the National Improvisational Theater and spent a year modeling exclusively with acclaimed fashion photographer Bruce Weber. His transition to acting began with his television film debut in Pleasures, 1986, and a breakout role in the action thriller Death Before Dishonor, 1987. In 1990, Sasha became a household name when he joined the iconic soap opera Dallas as James Beaumont, the illegitimate son of J.R. Ewing. It was a high-profile role that helped catapult his career. Around the same time, Sasha stepped into the martial arts world on screen, taking over for Jean-Claude Van Damme in the Kickboxer franchise. Starting with Kickboxer 2, The Road Back, 1991, Sasha reprised the role of David Sloan in 2 more sequels, showcasing his black belt in Taekwondo and his skill as a real-life amateur kickboxing champion. Then came Step by Step, the role Sasha is most beloved for. As Cody Lambert, he joined forces with his former Dallas co-star Patrick Duffy, playing the goofy yet endearing nephew, who always had a kind word or a clever karate move to share. Cody's antics and laid-back charm made him a fan favorite. Sasha portrayed Cody from 1991 to 1996, stepping away briefly due to personal issues but returning for the final season in 1998. Behind the scenes, however, Sasha faced serious challenges. In April 1995, he was charged with battery, spousal abuse, and child endangerment. He was sentenced to probation, required to attend counseling, and perform community service. Legal troubles persisted over the next few years, with Sasha spending time in jail for probation violations. In court, Sasha alleged that his estranged wife was abusive toward their 4 children, claims she denied. These legal battles temporarily affected his career, including a brief hiatus from Step by Step. Despite these challenges, Sasha continued to work in television and film after Step by Step ended in 1998. He appeared in shows like ER, JAG, and NYPD Blue, as well as films like Gangland 2001 and Abelard, Tales of an Ancient Empire. Now 56, Sasha has shifted focus away from acting and martial arts to explore new paths. He's worked in welding and computer engineering. This year, he reunited with his Step by Step castmates at 90s Con in March 2024, delighting fans with stories from the set and updates on his post-Hollywood life. Reflecting on his journey, Sasha said, "I changed paths, but it keeps me going and I feel really good." Whether they're still in the spotlight, working behind the scenes, or living quieter lives far from Hollywood, it's clear that the cast of Step by Step left a lasting mark on fans and on television history. So, what do you think? Did any of their stories surprise you? Who was your favorite character back in the day? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button if you love this trip down memory lane. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the stars and shows that defined our childhoods.